GMB pros, welcome everyone that's on the live. Welcome those that are catching the replay. We did have a little snack food. I somehow made this for Monday, but I'm glad we got it all squared away. And Rhys is here, and we're recording here live. So most of you are going to be able to catch this live, or not live, but recorded. So, Riz, how you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well, can't complain. Been checking on these updates and things are looking good. So let's get into it. Oh, can you enable the screen sharing?
Oh, yeah, let me get that. And it might be a short one today, guys. I'm a little under the weather. So let's
Got some
see.
good
Cool.
results to share, so that's the
Eh,
main thing.
Okay,
Short and
got it.
sweet. All right, so we'll bring that up. So last time we spoke, we were doing the campaign for ANS pool fencing. We optimized the GMB citations. We've since released the drive. No, we didn't actually do a drive stack, so let's get rid of that. We've published the press release, and that's gone out. That's been distributed now. That was out a couple of weeks ago. Um, I don't think this has been done yet. So let's put a strike through that. I can find the strike through. That hasn't been done. And we have started the CTR campaign and we've gotten some reviews. So last time we were looking at the rankings, it was pretty non-existent. Going to the pool. Let me just pull this up. Pull up the rankings from local biking. 1 second. So we were bouncing around as of last time, and the last scan was the 4th of March, where we had a few positions in sort of 11 and 12. And since then, I ran a scan today, and we're looking pretty good. So we're in the map pack in the center, and we're pushing top 10 pretty much everywhere. So really happy with that. For pool fencing Mount Gravatt, we were bouncing around in the top 10, and now we're number 1 across the board. So
Nice.
this is not a term that anyone actually searches. I just put this in here as a test to sort of see how the clicks would work in terms of, as the profile gets stronger, how quickly is it going to be to rank this term? Like there's probably 10,000 people that live in this area that's called Mount Gravatt, but I don't think too many people would search this. But it's interesting to see the correlation between the increase here and the increase on the main term. And what I was doing is we were running a bunch of keywords. We were running a bunch of clicks for this term. I think we were running like 10 or 20 per day for this term, which normally doesn't get much search volume, but contains the primary keyword. And I think what we were actually running was pool fencing Brisbane, Mount Gravatt. So it was the primary keyword, which was pool fencing Brisbane, and then Mount Gravatt, which is where the business is located, because initially it wasn't showing up for the primary search. So in order to find something to click on with the bot, we were putting in the location modifier of where the business is located so it can find something and it can click on it. And as you can see, that's clearly worked because that's now number 1 across the board. The Pool fencing term, general, the main term without the geo, has also gone up considerably and is now one in the main sort of region of Macrobat and slightly surrounding that. We weren't running any terms on this on glass pool fencing, but you can see that it's started to show in the map pack. Like we can see it's position 18 and 17, and before it was nothing. So now it's just starting to rank. So we'll run some campaigns specifically for this and see where that takes us. Across the board, pretty good results. So that's what we're looking at in the space of a couple of weeks, from nothing to getting website clicks, getting genuine engagement and interest from real customers. You can see here, we are in the map pack and with only 3 reviews. So we weren't able to get as many reviews as we liked, but we have 5 now, I think, but this was even with 3. So it's not even, you can't even bring this down to the reviews. This is, I would say, pretty solely focused on the CTR.
But these are pretty exceptional results, just by doing like best practices, what I like to call them, citations, press release, um, with a little bit of CTR, and you see what that does for us.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy, to be honest. It's a lot better than I was expecting, a lot quicker as well. So hopefully this stays like this and keeps getting better.
100%.
But I've been running more clicks. I've been noticing I've been running more clicks on businesses, and it seems to be working slightly better. So I'm going to revise all of my approaches and potentially up the amount of clicks, because none of this was a realistic number. Like this was a test, and this was, I think we were doing like 100, between 50 and 100 per day in total, including impressions where it was searching for the business but wasn't actually clicking on anything and things like that. But I mean, that's quite a lot for a pool fencing company in Brisbane. Like they don't get anywhere near that, but it seems to be working. So I suppose the issue is when you stop. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, because I'm finding the same thing. Like I have a cell phone repair like branch, or different franchisees. They have about, well, I'm working with 5 of their locations, and overall they're doing better, but they're claiming they're not getting that many phone calls, and they're like 3, 4, 5, 7 position, depending on which location, but they are improving, just not like what I want to see. And that's what I did. Like I just talked to him earlier today, is I'm going to move up the being a little bit more aggressive and see what happens.
Yeah. It seemed Google changed something as well. I noticed in a couple of other businesses that I've got, the maps for the past sort of since December, we were ranking very, very well across the board. And something switched in December where a few of my map listings just went completely green out of nowhere. Like they've been improving nicely, but still weren't fully green, and they just went completely green across a 100-mile radius. And it seems to have switched back. So I haven't investigated it. I'm not too sure exactly what's caused it, but I've definitely seen in at least 2 businesses that went crazy, that went increased exceptionally in December, go back to slightly better than what they were before, but the same patterns. Like there was one that ranked really well out from the center, and then it went completely green, and now it's gone back to like the same pattern as it was before.
Oh,
So I'll be intrigued to see what's going on there. There's some changes going on in Google this week in the maps section.
Yeah, for sure. Because the ultimate is that phone call, right? Is we want to get the phone calls. Because I do
Exactly.
see it more and more now. Seems lately like I'm ranking them, they're moving, but they're reporting on these particular ones. I don't have access to their phone number or tracking and just going off of what they're telling me. But
Yeah.
I'm hearing more and more of that. Like
Yeah.
electrician. In fact, all these are in Canada. An electrician today saying things like, "Hey, Alfred, like my rankings are good, but the phone calls." So I'm just curious to see what's
Interesting.
going
Yeah.
on to be more aggressive with it.
In times are tough, like people are struggling, they're paying high interest rates and inflation's coming down, but it's been insanely high in the past few years. Like people spent all their money during COVID and people just struggling. I
Yeah,
think
for
that
sure.
also sort of explains a lot of industries. Like people are still inquiring and people are still looking into services, so the search volume's there, but no one's taking the plunge and giving them a call or filling out the contact form or getting the work done.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But I guess
Riz,
what we're going to do next is we're going to build some supporting content on the website itself to support the secondary keywords like the aluminium fencing and the timber pool fencing and the glass pool fencing. So we're going to build out some clusters there, which is not really something we speak about, probably not something we'll get into, but um, that's the next step. And then focus on the secondaries like the glass pool fencing that's in the report scan and try and get this sort of ranking for all the keywords and the variations, which is a lot harder because the primaries in the title, everything's focused around pool fencing. The homepage, which points to the maps, is based on pool fencing. To then try and rank for different services is always a lot more difficult than the primary, but it's a niche, so it should work.
awesome. Yeah, I look forward to that update. Guys, I hope you appreciated this update, the little that we've done. Um, can you recap what we've done so far on the other document sheet, Riz?
Yeah, so we've set up the GMB with the website, we've optimized it with the main services as the products, we've added the services in as well as services. We've done citations and we've done a press release, just a cheap press release. Um, you know, nothing too special. Here's the press release. So we posted it on our website and then in the distribution linked to our initial post about the press release. And we did a CTR campaign. So in the CTR campaign, we had um, impressions only, which was, I think it was 20 or 30 daily searches for brand with no engagement. So it just searched for the brand, clicked on the map, and that was it, closed. There were 10 to 20 daily searches for brand related terms, and there were 10 searches specifically for that pool fencing, Brisbane, Mount Gravatt. And these were mixed with driving directions, and some had driving directions and some didn't. Maybe 50% driving directions, let's say on both. And we got some reviews as well, but not so many, like 3 or 4. We've got 5 now, I think. So the tool we're using is CTR Driver. It's my tool. We haven't really spoken too much about it, but we are in the process of finalizing things and launching. So if you are interested in seeing if you can get these sort of results or reaching out for a chat about how to manage your CTR campaign. It's a fully managed service. We provide all the proxies and all of the runs and the reporting. Um, it's mobile devices, everything's mobile based. So it's Android. It's using the native Google Maps app on the Android phone, and it uses that to sort of drive to the business. And it simulates driving on the road, driving at different speeds, and driving through traffic and things like that. So if you are interested, reach out. We are still in beta, but we are finishing and rolling in to launching. So if you're wanting to get in and sort of get the latest updates as they roll out, definitely reach out and get in before the launch, because you'll get a better deal, and always good to be there when things launch.
Yeah, 100%. So, guys, with that being said, I just wanted to recap that real quick. I'm actually a little under the weather. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and call it at this time. In a couple weeks, I think, if you're cool with it, Riz, we'll do the tool review, like what's
Yeah,
in
so
the
I want to
different
talk
tools.
about anyone that's watching this as well in the replay before the next call, which is the 2nd of April. I want to have a chat about what features people want in tools, how people use CTR, um, what things that you would like a tool to do when performing these actions, and how you'd like to interact with it, how you'd like to edit settings and things like that. So there's things you use, tools that you use existing already that maybe you like the features, or there's certain things you don't like, then I'd love to hear about that and have a chat and sort of see what people's thoughts are across all different levels of the industry.
Awesome. So
So
we'll
we'll have
go ahead
more
and
updates on this next
put it
week,
out there.
2 weeks as well, of course, and hopefully get some people in the chat and get people talking about ideas and features in a tool.
Awesome. All right, Riz, appreciate you, man. For those catching the replay, I appreciate everyone catching the replay. With that being said, much love, much success, and I'll catch